it seems to me that the need for explanation in moral theory is very important. You can't just take a shopping list approach to the moral principles and values that you want to hold dear. There needs to be some sort of explanation for why we would have the moral duties and prohibitions that we do. Theism gives a very clear explanation of that, I think you'd agree. But on atheism, it is very difficult, if not impossible, to see why there would be any sort of moral obligation or prohibition on this particular animal species on this planet. So that atheism is an explanatorily deficient worldview, it seems to me. The idea that I ought not to do something just seems to come out of magic, out of nowhere on the atheistic worldview. So it seems clear to me that theism is explanatorily superior to atheism in this regard. I would not say that you can simply posit the reality of moral principles or values in a sort of Platonistic way, because first of all, I can't even understand what that means to say, for example, that the good exists. I can understand what it means to say a person is good or an action is good, but to say that goodness just exists as an abstraction, I can't even make sense of that. Secondly, there doesn't seem to be any source of moral obligation in this sort of Platonistic view. Why am I obliged to align my life with one set of abstractions rather than another set of abstractions? Presumably on this view, vice and greed and hatred and rapacity also exist. Why am I obligated to align my life with one rather than the other? And finally, a third point would be that it is enormously improbable on atheism that the blind evolutionary process would produce a creature who comes to believe in precisely those independently existing moral values and duties that are in this causally isolated abstract realm. That is an utterly, utterly improbable coincidence. Theism is far more plausible in that it regards the evolutionary process and the moral realm as both under the sovereign direction of a moral lawgiver and creator of the physical universe. So there is a coherence to the theistic worldview that I think is sorely lacking in atheism.
Thank you.